Today is 6:58 and it's Sunday. What a shit day, man. Really. I feel alone again. So, my best friend, it's fortunately the camera sometimes. Only way you get to get something out from here or whatever it is, it's just fucked. You know, how is it that I feel way more comfortable talking to this and tell everyone in the whole world what the fuck is going on than I frankly feel comfortable people I know. It is what it is, right? It's a weird emotion to have because it's not the type of loneliness of not having someone to talk to or not having friends, because I have friends, got plenty. You know, every weekend I could go hit them up and hang out with them. It's not a relationship, it's me. It's the type of loneliness where you don't feel understood. It's not even like a story to that I like dwelling in, because personally, you know, it's not just anyone's problem, it's only mine. Funny thing is, there's no easy fucking solution to this. Like, you know, how the fuck do you deal with wanting to feel understood when there isn't actually anyone to understand you? And then, well, what can you do? Am I right? Thought I'd kind of make this because it's like, it's somewhat like an update, but like, I know I've been 3 weeks behind, and it's just like, at first it was demotivation of not wanting to do this stuff, but now it's like completely different. It's feeling in a room where you're full of people, 5, 10, 20, and it's more like I blend in rather than, like, I could be talk of the show type thing, but no matter who I spend time with, I just end up feeling exactly where I am now. And I think this development of this feeling has gone into a spiral of trying to fight what the fuck you want and then also understand it at the same time, because it's not like, oh, well, this is an issue, I can fix this. Because in actuality, some things are going right for me, better than when I last did my update. But now it's just like, what do I do? What do you do when you feel lost? You know, it's not just combating loneliness at that point. There's more to this misunderstanding than you kind of let on to. You know, when you feel misunderstood, it really eats you up, because in a world where you're surrounded by this many things, it's only this many things that really keep you together. And I'm one of those people, sadly. Like, I can't go to a party with 100 people. It's not because I don't want to. See, I'm just kind of done with wasting my time for people I don't need. Because at the end of the day, the best person you got is yourself, right? Or your camera. You know, I'm really curious if, like, obviously you don't know me. I don't have like a big fucking thing going for me when it comes to YouTube. But is it like, do you ever get that type of feeling where you just, don't matter what you say, what you hear, nothing feels comforting enough? And yeah, the only comfort you get really is from yourself. It's just kind of like an adjustment that you make, because prior, you know, the distractions work, the going to work, coming back, oh, I feel this and that, I ain't gonna cook food, I'll just buy it tomorrow, and then you get in the habit of just developing negativity constantly, and then pop, goes. And it goes one day when you don't expect it. That's what I hate the most. And for me, it's not even been a pop. It's not been a grenade to blow me up, in a sense. It's been... How do I pronounce it in a sense? That makes sense. Because even now, like, trying to talk, it's hard. It's hard to just open up. It's hard to tell you what's going on when I don't know even half of it. It's just kind of like, it's like a worry in my head, and it's not even like an overthinking one. It's just more like hey, this happened, you know. But oh well. It's kind of like a needle that pierces in your skin and it isn't taken off. Like, you feel it, it stings you, but you can move along, right? So why do I think I'm misunderstood? I think my biggest answer would be I yearn for a connection, and in a sense where it's like I become too dependent on anyone really, and I feel like even people with like the closest I've been with, I disconnect all the time. It's like I get into my own little world and just try not to come out, and when that happens it's like, oh, you've been gone for 3 weeks, what have you been up to? What do I tell them? Surviving, in a sense, right? I ain't gonna tell them that. You know, you're gonna lie, you're gonna say you're fine, you're never gonna say no, I'm not. Because that's when they ask, how come? And then when they ask how come, it's not even, it's kind of like just someone listens, in a sense. But they ain't gonna give you a plate, you know what I mean? Right, we on the way on the crib, homies. Let's try to look our fucking way, bro. So as I said, it's kind of like a feeling that you're fighting, in a sense, to try to understand yourself and to try and tell others. But how are you ever going to tell others when A, they don't want to listen, B, you can't really explain it, 3, it's kind of like a thing it's kind of like a thing you and only you can kind of feel. I'm sure there's like relatability in this type of thing, but I want to be here talking to the camera. But I first of all felt like I didn't feel alone. So yeah, it feels like in a loophole you kind of try and try again and try again, and ever since I've been a young person, I think one of my biggest struggles wasn't just the feeling of loneliness in itself. It's been yearning for a connection where I feel understood, and I'm getting at that age. Well, I say that like I'm old. I'm getting there one day. It's kind of like you're yearning for like this connection, and I just don't have that. It hurts to say, because it's just like, you always want someone to rely on, but there's things that you can rely on others that they're effective at, which is why you have a group of people who deal with that type of stuff. One person's good at fixing cars, he'll fix it for a discount. One person's good at making computers, right? He'll make you one for cheaper, or because he's a friend and he'll do it for you. But there's a price for it, and I think I've paid that price too many times trying to find something like that, and hating feeling like that, because there's nothing I can do in this regard. which is why it's aching me for so long. Oh, fucking frogs, man. This is like, the funniest part is, this is a basic thing. You know, you wish for something to happen. This isn't like work, financial, social. It's you. That's the issue I have. It's you. Which is I. I think the problem with fighting this emotion in itself is just you can't really manage it because it's not even begging for that connection anymore. It's, oh well, if no one can hear me in the world, why won't I post it online? If I don't feel like I have someone to talk to, I'm gonna post it online. Which is why I actually talk about a lot about emotions in itself, because I think some of this reception of feelings actually comes from the type of loneliness I feel, but it's never affected me this much like it has for the past couple of days. You know. And it's funny because, you know, even while outside of this, I've had people who, like, they tell me they're 25, they hate what they're doing and stuff like that. And then I tell them to, you know, hey, you know, your life ain't over yet. You still got time, bro. you know, it's just like 30 is when it hits the shit. But like your 20s is supposed to be your peak, right? So why are you scolding yourself for not trying? Why are you not going and getting that opportunity? Because in that self, it's hopelessness. And it's just, that also relates with, oh, I feel alone and no one understands me in the sense that, hey, I can just tell, give me this and I won't need to return anything. Hey, if the world worked like that, I'd be a fucking billionaire. But here I am. You know, it's weird because I got my opportunity, you know, from the last update I had. I'm happy. I don't think I feel in a lone mood. When I say I feel sad, it's more just like I ain't got no one to tell it. I ain't got no one to fuck around with and feel connected. You know, I ain't got no one to walk at 3 a.m. anymore like I used to. It's funny, the older I've gotten, the less I stick, like, the more I stick with my circle, the less I want to go and find out. It's not just because, oh, you're not trying that and stuff like that. No, I'm just trying to sort my shit out. And then, you know, if I ever have a treasure, I want to share it. You know, I'm that type of guy who's actually going to say, look, I got a diamond, let's cut it in half. Your other half, bro. That's what being a good friend, you know what I mean? But like I say, nothing ever gets given for free, and sadly it's going to be one of those videos on this type of note. This is how I feel alone. How I don't feel like I got anything but a camera to talk to. Yeah, life is hit like that. Oh, would you look at that? There's a black cat. Shit, means I guess I got bad luck. Look at that fella. But yeah, like I said, it's one of those type of feelings you can't get rid of because it will stick with you. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, I think that'll be, yeah. Next video, much better. Trust me, boys and girls. If you want to subscribe, smash the like button. Fuck that shit, I'm just joking. You do if you want to. But like I say, you know, try to manage what you can. If you ever feel like you ever need someone to talk to, hey, got the comment section in here. It's not something maybe YouTube might allow, but you never know, man. Some support is better than none. And this is why I made this channel. This is why I'm here talking to you. Because I'll do it. This was about how I feel alone and not understood. And I'll be it, boys and girls. Till the next time, I'll see you.